Have you ever stopped to think about what really protects us from a tiny germ that pops up on the other side of the world? It's not just a matter of luck. See, there's this incredible system called global health security, and you can think of it as a giant immune system for the entire planet. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how this global team works to stop threats dead in their tracks. So, let's dive in. So, that's the big question, isn't it? How do we actually pull that off? Well, it's definitely not magic. It's a really smart mix of global teamwork, some amazing science, and a whole lot of clever planning. Let's break down exactly how this global defense system keeps all of us safe. You know, every defense has to start somewhere, and the first, most critical piece of the puzzle is finding a potential problem before it has a chance to grow. This is where scientists basically become super sleuths, like detectives, hunting for clues out in the natural world. Okay, here's a keyword you'll hear: zoonosis. It sounds a little complicated, but the idea is simple. It's just any illness that can make the jump from an animal to a person. A lot of the biggest health threats we've faced have started this way, which is exactly why scientists are always out there monitoring wildlife for new viruses before they can make that leap. And we're not talking about a couple of people with binoculars here. This is like a super high-tech global neighborhood watch, but for germs. You've got scientists on the ground tracking animal and environmental health. At the same time, powerful computer models are crunching data to predict where a new risk might pop up. Then, special warning systems in hospitals can spot if something strange is happening, which lets countries alert the whole world. So how do we make sure everyone shares information? Well, there's a rule book for that. The international health regulations are basically an agreement between all the countries in the world. It's a promise that says, if you see something, you have to say something. Nations have agreed to report any serious new outbreaks within 24 hours. That kind of speed and honesty is absolutely crucial, because a threat to any one of us is a threat to all of us. Okay, so a threat's been detected and the alarm bell has been rung. Now what happens? Well, the action doesn't start in some far-off global headquarters. Nope, it starts right here, in our own neighborhoods. Your community is the very first line of defense. Now, I know this stuff might seem, well, basic, but you should never underestimate the power of simple hygiene. Things like washing your hands for the full 20 seconds, staying home if you're sick, and covering your cough. They create a kind of invisible shield that makes it way harder for germs to spread. When everyone does these small things, they add up to have a huge impact. And you know what's just as important as clean hands? Clear information. One of the biggest challenges is fighting rumors and bad info. So public health departments work really hard to get accurate, easy to understand guidance out to everybody, using the news, social media, and even schools. It's all about making sure everyone knows what to do to stay safe. So to fight an illness properly, you first have to know exactly what you're fighting. That's where diagnostic testing comes in. It's the process doctors use to pinpoint the specific germ, the technical term is pathogen, that's causing the problem. I mean, you can't really fight an enemy you can't see, right? And when it comes to testing, there are two main tools in the toolbox. First, you have rapid tests. They're amazing because you get an answer in like 15 minutes, super fast. Then you have PCR tests. These take a little longer, but they are incredibly accurate. Think of it this way. A rapid test can tell you if the germ is in the room. A PCR test can find its tiniest footprint. So doctors use both, balancing the need for speed with the need for certainty. So what happens when a local response just isn't enough to contain a threat? That's when the world calls in the reinforcements. This is where we scale everything up, deploying these massive international tools that are built on cutting-edge science and a whole lot of global strategy. And one of the most powerful tools we have is vaccine science. The speed of innovation here is just mind-blowing. In the past, it could take 10 years, maybe more, to develop a new vaccine. Today, the goal is to go from discovering a brand new threat to having a safe, working vaccine ready to go in just a matter of months. It's a total game changer. So how is that even possible? Well, it's thanks to a few really clever innovations. First, scientists have developed what are called platform technologies. Think of it like having a basic recipe for a cookie. You can quickly swap out chocolate chips for, say, raisins to make a totally new cookie. They do the same thing, but with vaccine components. Combine that with labs all over the world sharing a new germ's genetic code instantly online, and you've got a formula for incredible speed. Of course, while all that amazing science is happening, we have to protect the people on the front lines, our doctors and nurses. That's the job of PPE, which stands for personal protective equipment. This is all that specialized gear, the masks, gloves, gowns, that creates a physical barrier, a shield, to keep our healthcare heroes safe from germs. And one huge lesson the world has learned is that you can never run out of this crucial gear. So to make sure that doesn't happen, many countries have started up their own local factories to make PPE. On top of that, they keep these enormous strategic stockpiles in warehouses, all ready to be sent out at a moment's notice. It's all about being prepared. And what about our hospitals? What do they do when there's a sudden flood of patients, what they call a surge? Well, they have plans for that too. They can quickly build temporary wards, they have extra beds and breathing machines called ventilators ready in storage, and they use telemedicine, video calls with doctors, to treat people with less serious issues right from their own homes. It's all planned out and practiced. Okay, for our last section, let's go behind the scenes a bit. Because none of this, the doctors, the tests, the vaccines, would be possible without the incredible systems that support the whole effort. This is the backbone, the technology and logistics that get all the right stuff to the right people at the right time. Just think about a single box of medicine for a second. It's been on a wild journey. The raw materials might come from all over the globe. Then they're shipped on planes, boats, and trucks. For sensitive things like vaccines, special software tracks their temperature every second of the trip. And to make sure there are no delays, medical cargo even gets its own priority fast lanes at airports and shipping ports. It's a really smart, resilient global system. And on top of all that physical movement, technology is making everything we do faster and smarter. There's this whole new field called digital health, and it's all about using the modern tech we already have, like our phones, to completely revolutionize how we manage health on a global scale. And this isn't science fiction, it's stuff that's happening right now. You've got smartphone apps that help track symptoms and smartwatches that can monitor your vital signs. There's AI that helps predict how a disease might spread from one city to the next. We even have drones delivering medicine to really remote areas. It's all these little pieces of tech working together to help us respond better and faster. So if there's one single thing you take away from all this, let it be this simple idea. From the scientist in the forest, to the nurse in the hospital, to the coder writing a health app, this entire global defense system only works because of cooperation. It proves, without a doubt, that our greatest strength is our ability to work together as one global community. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought to chew on. We've seen how this powerful combination of science, smart strategy, and global teamwork creates this amazing defense system for our planet. So as that technology and that teamwork just keep getting better and faster and smarter, you really have to wonder, what's the next big challenge we'll be able to solve by working together?